Hello, everybody. Welcome to Team Wilpers Fall Run Challenge 2025. My name is Justin Harris. I'm one of the coaches at Team Wilpers. We're trying something a little bit new here. We tried it on the last challenge. We're doing a live stream through a streaming software service. So let's get into, so there might be a little glitches here and there, but we're going to try to work through it. Okay. So listen, welcome to our challenge. It's been really awesome to see everyone and work on the past several challenges. So the spring challenge, the summer challenge, these are all kind of building together. If you find that this is your first time with us, I'm going to go through everything that we need to know in order to run the challenge and different stuff like that. For the returners, there might be some repetitive stuff, but there might be some things that we need to kind of reframe and recalibrate in order to have success moving forward. Okay. So, so the first thing I want to talk about is just kind of the structure of this conversation, this live event. And one of the things is on the bottom of the screen on YouTube or wherever you're watching, you can ask and put in comments to see what's going on. And so don't be afraid to ask questions throughout. I will be able to see them. And so at the end, I'll come back and ask questions. But we're going to go through who we are. We're going to go through challenge goals. We're going to go through challenge expectations. I want to frame some of the expectations here, and then kind of the challenge layout, what you can expect for the next 6 weeks. All right. So first of all, who we are. We are a company created by Matt Wilpers, who's a Peloton instructor, but we have developed much more than that. Matt's done a great job with this. We have a bunch of coaches. We coach cycling, triathlon, swimming, running, high rock strength, like we do it all. And we also have experience with beginners to advanced runners, whether you're trying to qualify for Boston, do your first marathon, ride your first 100K, learn how to take your bike riding outside. That's something that we do across the board. All right. So how to find us. All right. And what we're about here is essentially is what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about where you can find us. All right. So you can find us on Facebook. And part of this challenge, the big thing is to get people in the Team Wilpers Facebook group, and then specifically the page that is Team Wilpers Running. In there, you have the opportunity to interact with people. You have the opportunity to ask questions and hopefully get them answered at least by fellow participants who've done this for a while, and get your peers. I'll be in there answering some questions and helping you navigate it. All right. You can also find us on Instagram at Team Wilpers. So make sure you follow us, and you can also, subscribe and like our YouTube channel, because this is where we're doing this. All right. For me, my name is Justin Harris. I'm one of the coaches. I've been with Team Wilpers, I think, going on 4 years now. I coach everything: triathlon, cycling, running, people doing adventure stuff in the mountain and whatnot. So I'm guiding you here along the process to make sure that we're achieving our main thing, which at Team Wilpers is we're trying to match, making sure that we're performing, but also that we're healthy. All right. As Matt says, train smarter, not harder. Right. So we're trying to encompass that with this challenge. Okay. So this leads me into the challenge goals. All right. So for our challenge goals, what we have here is we're essentially, for this challenge in the fall for 6 weeks, we're really trying to capitalize on building growth of the challenges throughout the year in order to put you in a healthy place to perform. So if we look at a calendar year, we look at the winter as a time to kind of hit the reset button and to get moving forward on your training for the year. Spring, we're just getting outside for a lot of people in the Northern Hemisphere, in the North. And what we end up doing is the spring, winter, we did speed. Spring, we try to bring in a little bit more focus on the long run. Summer is a challenging time for schedules and weather in kind of external environment. So we made it like nice, short and sweet, and kind of recycled the speed back in. But for the fall, we're really focusing on really like the 10K and the half marathon. Now, if you're doing a 5K or you're doing a marathon or you're not doing any event at all, there is a level for you here. Okay. It's pretty all encompassing, and I'll get into some of the layout with the challenge there. All right. But our goal is to build on the previous challenge. Our other goal is to keep you healthy. And the thing is you have to help. Okay. So when we provide training and you do extra, you're not necessarily helping yourself. All right. You might think you are. All right. But this can lead to you not being so healthy. All right. So our goal is to try to keep you healthy. Another goal is to make sure we give you the space to perform. All right. So that it's not just this big restriction and pulling back the reins at all times, that we're leaving the space for you to perform. All right. And performance for us can look like a race at the end of the plan. It could look like the 20-minute test. And it can just look like enjoying your runs, which leads me to the last goal is we want to have fun here. All right. We want to guide you in a way that is enjoyable. And at the same point, understanding that we have thousands of people who do this, and we're trying to make sure that we match people with where they're at and provide the guidance. Okay. So expectations. All right. So what can we expect from this challenge or any of our challenges? And really, it's about how you engage with the program. I kind of alluded to it's your responsibility to be healthy. Everything is planned in a way based on our wisdom, experience, knowledge, both as athletes and coaches. And so how you engage with that is up to you. If I say, for instance, that we're doing 6 by quarters repeats, and you go and you pick the moderate plan or the general plan, and you go out and do 12, that's not really the best way to engage with it. Everything is about progressively loading you up so that by the end of 6 weeks, you're in a better position to perform. All right. And so if you're adding more on and wondering why you're not being successful or you're really tired, that's probably part of it. All right. So engaging is basically trying to be a good student and follow along with what's planned. And if you get by the end of it and realize that wasn't enough or you need more, we'll talk about that. All right. So engage by executing what's asked of you. All right. And engaging with the Facebook group, that's where you'll find me to answer some questions if you have curiosities or concerns, and we can walk you through them. Make sure you tag me at J Harris Coaching on there so I see it and I can answer your question. Okay. So one of these questions that kind of comes up sometimes is, what if it's not working? All right. Either based on what I've planned, I know I'm doing a marathon and you're here to like kind of double dip into it or get some structure. Or maybe, your performance has gone down from challenge to challenge or last challenge or something like that. And one of the things I would say is you really want to review what's going on. Are you following what's being asked of you, right? And again, we try to provide coaching for a wide range of athletes here. And one of the ways we do that, I'll talk about the ways that we get there. All right. But essentially is you can level up with your coaching, right? So like part of this is to get it more specific to you. We have one-on-one consultations and we have one-on-one coaching. So a lot of people start here and maybe they want it addressed a little bit more specifically to their needs and what's going on, and we can help you with that process. Or you're just looking for a little bit more, maybe you're getting tired of the challenge, or maybe the challenge, is not enough for what you're looking for. And, we have one-on-one coaching. So make sure you go to our website and check that out. Okay. All right. So I want to talk about how the challenge is laid out. So you have to sign up, and if you're here, maybe you saw it on the Facebook page, but you got to sign up on teamwilpers.com. We have a challenge and plans section, and you would sign up there. Okay. And so that's our home base. That's where you're going to, put in your information from your 20-minute test. That's where you're going to get all your pace ranges, and that's specific to you. And that's where you're going to get the coaching. All right. So on Friday mornings, we release the training. All right. For, the next following week. And then you have a couple days to kind of look through it and figure out what's going on. And then from there, you're able to, ask questions on Facebook if you have any. And then you got to go about executing it. Okay. And so after you're done with each exercise, you need to check the box because we have completion rates. And if you're part of doing all the challenges is to get your award at the end. Okay. How this challenge specifically is laid out, it's 2 3-week blocks, all right? So 6 weeks. And how this looks like is week 1, we're going to introduce an idea. Week 2, we're going to increase the volume and try to grow from that experience a little bit more. The second time we do something, we're a little bit better. And then on week 3, we're going to unload and absorb what we've done, okay? Often I find people in the challenges on week 3, they're like, I'm not tired enough, where I don't want to back off. And this is where we lose out on that health and performance side of things, is by doing extra when we're trying to plan on loading so that we can, for the second block, pick things up a little bit more. One of the things is, how do we figure out the right dosage? Well, there's 3 options for difficulty level that you can select, all right? And so what this is it's a part of our all access. So I say get the all access, it's $10 a month. And what this does is this allows you to pick your difficulty level. So right now, the base setting is the middle level, all right? And for this challenge specifically, I kept with the kind of theme of what we're doing for the amount of training, here. Then you have a level, if that's too much for you and you're a walk jogger, there's an option that is directly for walk joggers. And then if you've been doing it for a little while or something, I actually made the difficult version a little bit more challenging than normal, just because I find that some people, it provides the full range. If you get all access, you also have the ability to get our strength program. All right. And that is paired with this training. So a 6-week training plan. All right. So join all access. You have access to marathon training plans, novice, intermediate, half marathon plans, all this kind of stuff, which is really awesome to see. All right. So with regards to this challenge, all right, with this challenge, we're really trying to focus on developing 10K and half marathon. So we're trying to pick up on the volume and whatnot here. So a big presence that we're going to see is kind of a growth from what we've done in the past. So before, we've done minute on, minute offs and speed play, kind of fartlek. Now we're doing quarter repeats. So I give you guys the option. I write it as 90 seconds. For some of you, that might not be 400 meters, a quarter of a mile, 0.25 miles. So if you want and you're on the tread, you can do track version or something like that, where you're actually doing 20, quarter mile repeats, but it's everything structured on duration. All right. So for the first 3 weeks, we're going to do quarter repeats, and I'm going to undulate you guys up and down for the unloading. So we back away the volume, and we'll talk about that. We have, for our threshold now, we have threshold repeats. All right. So we're really trying to work on zone 4 of 7. We're really trying to work on buffering lactate. And at that place, it should be, you should be able to talk in breathy sentences. So not whole paragraphs, but I talk to myself out loud in these zones, and I'm like, hey, all right, Justin, keep it up. Nice work. If I can do that and say it with that amount of breathiness, that means I'm in threshold. If it's like, okay, keep it up. Good job. That is more like quarter repeats and VO2 max. So the talking test goes a long way here. All right, long run, what we're going to do, if you're picking 3 sessions, which is the default setting for the free option, you will be doing a flat long run. All right. If you're picking 4 or 5 sessions, you need all access. All right. And we have aerobic runs with Striders. And then Fridays, we have an aerobic run that, for no matter who it is, 30 minutes. We're just trying to make it easy peasy. That's the time where we're trying to unload a lot of volume so that we're ready for the long run. Because in a half marathon plan or 10K, if we have the qualities VO2 max, threshold, and long run, the priority for a half marathon or 10K really is threshold's the number 1 priority, then the long run, and then VO2 max. And they're all pretty tightly close, whereas like a 5K, VO2 max is the priority, then threshold, then long run. And a marathon, the long run's the priority, then threshold, then VO2 max. So here it's threshold, long run, VO2 max, and they're all kind of a high priority. So we're going to spend a lot of time here. Okay. So if you want the ability to do more than 3 sessions, you need to join all access. If you want strength, you need to sign up for all access. Again, $10 a month. Nothing. Easy peasy. All right. If you want to change the difficulty level and maybe try for the difficult version, which I have some longer long runs built in there. All right. 75 minutes, and we'll get up to 90 minutes for a long run up there, which is really cool. I've heard some of the things there. And listen, at the end of the day, though, it's your training. We're trying to provide structure so that you can be healthy. And if you're healthy, you can perform. if you're having issues, any pain or anything, talk about those concerns in Facebook. Maybe you're overdoing it. Maybe you need a consultation, or maybe you're really looking for more. But these challenges are here to make sure that we have fun, that we're teaching you guys how to train properly, and we're providing all these platforms for you to engage with us on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. And so now, so now what we're going to do is go to the Q&A session. I'll look at the comments here and to see what kind of chats are going on. All right. So, all right. So we got Christy. All right. One of our OGs for all the plans. Hey, Coach. Hey, Christy. How's it going? Dana. Hello. I missed you guys. I hope the bridge plan was great. All right. So, Christy, yeah, the medal. Yeah, we're doing it for the medal. I think about like how many times we did things for like a sticker in elementary school. But this is a great opportunity to really show the commitment that you're doing for your own training and your own health, and going from there. So, yeah, and Christy, all access swag. So, listen, here's an opportunity really to take another challenge and to progress. If you're new here, it's an opportunity to grow and learn how to train. There's a lot of different ways to train, but train in a way that supports your lifestyle, your health, and your long-term growth. And me and you will be in this journey together, along with everyone else in the Team Wilpers running group community and the challenge. So make sure you're tagging us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook on J Harris Coaching. All right. Instagram, I interact with a little bit more there. But at the end of the day here, join All Access. We're excited to have you on the journey with us. Make sure you come to the live events. They're going to be at 6:00 on Fridays. And if you comment questions or you're curious, you can get some longer responses possibly. So anyway, let's giddy up. Here we go. We're ready to have some fun. And the focus is the cooler weather is going to allow you to have better performances. Make sure you're following along. Let's stay healthy and let's have fun. See you all later.